What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Not So Pro Football Talk. Do you know that every time I want to kick off an episode, I want to kick off by saying, "What is going on, you beautiful people?" Just because I listen to Pat McAfee way too much. But I don't know. I try to refrain myself from doing it. And I haven't done it yet, and I feel like I'll screw it up, kind of like how I did earlier. But what's going on, everybody? It's the off season. We're here. Same story. Last week we had a lot of fun and watching these schedule release videos. So now that we got a feel for these schedules, let's go ahead and make some rankings out of these teams. We're not doing power rankings. We're doing really like, are these teams good? Playoff contention? Are they sucky? What are they? You know, are they Kyrie's fantasy football team level? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But what's going on, Kyrie? So that's my number one spot. But I just want to get into this. We got 38 teams, right? Has the NFL expanded yet? Are we there?
32. We're still at 32.
38 yet?
No, not yet.
I was kind of hoping, my fingers are crossed, but hopefully next year. I'm wishing that for Christmas. But here we go. I'm super excited. Guys, you guys have anything to say before we kick off this episode?
Just excited.
I'm excited that our strength of schedule is pretty favorable.
That's kind of that's kind of messed up. But I mean, in Seahawks defense, they usually have a tough schedule. It's true. But we are bringing back the tier maker, you guys. So tier maker is back. We're going to be ranking all 32 teams. We have Super Bowl favorites, Super Bowl contenders, playoff teams, potential wild cards, missing playoff teams, Dizzle's Gooch, young but intriguing, and number one pick contention. Okay, so really you don't want to be in the last three. Super Bowl favorites can be more than two teams because we have three different opinions here. So I'm going to have my Super Bowl favorites. Reed's going to have his, and Vince is going to have his. But we're not going to hate. So you guys know how this works. There's three of us. Majority votes wins the spot. Y'all want to kick it off? Let's kick it off.
All right.
Number one. We got the New Orleans Saints, and I know if I start talking trash, I'm going to get all these Saints truthers coming out, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. What the hell's wrong with you? But honestly, if you're going to ask me, I think these guys are Dizzle's Gooch.
Whoa.
I'm going to start off strong. I'm starting off strong.
I wouldn't put them in Dizzle's Gooch. I would say missing playoff teams. I think they're just going to be that far off, just how the Saints always are. They're always in the mix. They're always trying hard, but it's just never enough. I think it's missing playoff teams. Vince, what do you think?
I was going to go Dizzle's Gooch just because I wanted to start off spicy with putting a team there so Dizzle can come on the stream so he can feel it, you know? But, I think they might be a better team this year. They might have like a little bit more team chemistry. So I wouldn't be opposed to doing missing playoff teams. But I think by the end, we'll probably move some more teams around. So
I think so as well. But clearly, Dr. Vento. By the way, you guys, let's congratulate Vince. He is now a doctor. We got a doctor in the house. Congratulations.
That's the end of school, right? No more?
Yeah.
No more school, man. No more school.
Let's go. Are you still a slave?
Yeah, I'm still a slave though, but no school.
Well, congratulations, Vince.
Thank you,
my man. But he
free Vince.
What?
#free Vince.
#free Vince.
Yeah, guys.
But going back to this tier list, he obviously moved up the Saints because we all know that he's a Spencer Rattler truther, and he loves him. That's like his favorite quarterback coming out of the draft. Ray says Olave, the only person on that team that's relevant. Alvin Kamara could be an argument. I'm not going to make the argument.
Cameron Jordan.
Who?
Cameron Jordan, defensive end.
Oh yeah, defensive end. Cam Jordan. Yeah,
he's up there in age, but he's still good.
I was about to say he's getting up there in age, but yeah, true staple point in the NFL, really. But congratulations from Ray Vince. Residency soon. What type of doctor?
I'm a doctor of occupational therapy, so I have my doctorate in that field.
Heck yeah, I'm getting all the doctor's notes here, guys, to skip work and all the good stuff, get prescribed all the good things, and woo, I'm about to feel real good. My back's about to feel a lot better. But up next, we got the Miami Dolphins, you guys. I know there's a lot of mixed emotions between the three of us here, but the Miami Dolphins, I don't see as Super Bowl favorites. I don't see as Super Bowl contenders. I could see this team as, oh man, they're like one injury away. I'm going to put them as a potential wild card.
You are 100% correct here, AJ. They are a potential wild card. I think they got worse from last year, and they were a wild card last year. They got speed. They got flashiness. They'll put up a 50, 60-point game somewhere in the season, but they are a wild card team.
Yeah, man, I think they're a wild card as well, just because they only have pretty much offense. Everybody from their defense, from the defensive line all the way to the safety position, is all around the league. They're on every different team you could think of, even inside the division too. So I think the Dolphins are just going to be struggling to kind of hold some teams down whenever when they're going up against a good defense, because they won't have any defense to back them up.
Cool. We actually all agreed here. Okay, potential wild card team. I like that. The AFC kind of looks it's going to be shaking up this upcoming season. They're all around the same area of level, if you ask me. But we got Rave here. He's going to go and get his doctorate too after his bachelor's. So Rave, we support you 100%, man. So hopefully you have more success than the Tennessee Titans. The center they just signed for the Titans get bullied. Aaron Brewer undersized, only a run blocker. They need to address the offensive line. Got so bad, but that's a step forward in my opinion. And they didn't have a better option last year. Up next, we have the runner-ups of the AFC. We have the Baltimore Ravens, you guys. Obviously, mine could be a little bit biased here. I'm going to have these guys as a playoff team strictly because of the division that they're in. I mean, I don't have them winning the division. Since I don't have them winning the division,
Wow.
I still have them as a playoff team, or is that potential? It has to be a potential wild card then, right? For me,
Potential wild card is like iffy about playoffs. Playoff team, in my opinion, is like, hey, you think they're going to end up in the playoffs 100%.
Okay, and then for me, I'm going to put them in the playoffs then. What do y'all think?
For me, I still have them as the favorites to win their division. I would put them in Super Bowl contenders. I do think they are that good of a team still. We'll see how it shakes out, but I would put them in Super Bowl contenders.
I think I'm going to go playoff team here. I think they have the possibility of winning their division just because they lost a lot of pieces on defense as well, and they lost their defensive coordinator. So they're having someone new come in and take over that position. I believe he was their linebackers coach, if I'm not mistaken, but he got promoted there in Baltimore. So that's good for him. But he has some big shoes to fill. And I think that the defense just got a little bit weaker, even though they did sign a few guys to, kind of replace the ones that left. But still, it's going to be hard for them. But I do think their playoff team could possibly win the division.
We're off to a good start here, you guys. We're not too far away from each other's votes here. Reed got voted out this last one. We have the Baltimore Ravens as a playoff team, which playoff teams do have opportunities to go to the Super Bowl, of course, unless you're the Pittsburgh Steelers. But up next, we have the Cincinnati Bengals. And no, I do not have this team winning the division. I'm going to have these guys as a potential wild card, in my opinion, because it seems like every single year something happens. Something happens with these guys. They need to adjust the offensive line. They did the bare minimum this year. They did. They did something right during the draft. But if they could fully stay healthy, they could become they'll be in the playoffs. But as of right now, potential wild card spot for me. Kyrie's not happy with that. He's not happy.
Canceled?
I'm canceled. Oh. I am canceled. For T. Higgins here.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Reed? What do you think?
This is everything in the AFC North is hard to put after the Ravens, in my opinion. Everybody's just so good. I think the potential wild card is okay, but making the wild card in the AFC is going to be tough. There's a lot of those teams that are just like right there that can and then make the wild card basically. So potential, but I could also see them missing the playoff.
Kyrie, you still owe me. I won that bet last year. You owe me, my man. Vince, what you got?
Let's see. So I'm a little hesitant. I know I think it was our last video. I said the Bengals would possibly be a wild card or a potential playoff team, but since you guys both have them in a different category, if I'm not mistaken, I won't put missing playoff teams because I think they have the possibility of going to the wild card. It's just that, like Reed said, the division is tough. Last year, it was within 2 games or 1 game, basically, for who was going to get that last wild card spot from the AFC North because the Ravens, Browns, and Steelers all made it. But the Bengals were just 1 game short. So I think it's going to be the same old song and dance there. It's going to be a tough and rough road for everybody in that division to get to the playoffs. So the Bengals could possibly be the odd man out again. Just depends on Burrow.
Okay. Very nice.
Always there.
There as potential wild cards. I like it. I know Kyrie's not happy about that right now. He has them going to the Super Bowl, of course. But let's go up next. We got the Denver Broncos. Now, this is interesting, right? Because they signed Zach Wilson, and right now on their official depth chart, they have Bo Nix as their QB1. Can Sean Payton restart this late in the game, right? Or is this team even young? I want to put them at young but intriguing, but I think the only young part of this team is the quarterback and Bo Nix. I don't even think they're intriguing. I'm going to put them as Dizzle's Gooch. That's my vote here. I have them as Dizzle's Gooch.
I think they're number 1 pick compensation currently.
Oh, whoa! Wow, that's low. Okay, yeah. All right.
That is wild.
I mean, their starting quarterback is going to be Bo Nix, dropping down considerably as far as quarterback play from Russell Wilson. And I think we all thought he was a 2nd, 3rd rounder, and I think you guys will agree here. He just went way too early. Too much is going to be put on him. It's way too early. I think it's going to be a train wreck in Denver. I'm putting him in number 1 contention.
What?
Wow, not mad at it. That's actually
it's a possibility.
Very.
I think I'm going to go. I don't know if I have them at number 1 pick contention. I think I'm going to go Dizzle's Gooch here. I don't think they're going to fight for a spot in the playoffs. They just have the same basic team as they did before, even with who they drafted and Bo Nix and a couple other guys. But
we got you.
But I do think they'll win a few games. Definitely not week 1 again, but they're going to win a few. I think they'll get something going, especially with what was that running back's name that was injured all last year?
Williams. No, it's
Javonte Williams. Yep.
Yeah, Javonte Williams. I think he's going to have a good season coming back. It won't be stellar, but it's going to be helpful for whoever's under center there.
Definitely agree. So, Reed, you're outvoted here, but I could definitely see them getting the number 1 pick of the NFL draft. But up next, we got the New York Giants here. And if you guys can see the thumbnail, I put that these guys suck, right? I mean, they're horrible. They blow. With the division that they're in, I could possibly see them with the number 1 pick.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I think the difference should be also there. Because I think the Giants are better than Denver, in my opinion.
That's true.
They lost. Didn't they lose both their wide receivers? Or am I wrong about the Broncos?
I don't even know if they have a wide receiver in their.
They have Malik Neighbors.
No, I'm talking about Denver.
Oh,
Denver.
I'm comparing. Yeah, they lost both of their wide.
They have Sutton, no? or Sutton left.
Someone left. They lost
Jerry Judy left.
Jerry Judy left.
Okay,
Yeah,
they have everyone else. They have Sutton.
Have Sutton still? Okay.
Yeah.
yeah. I
So
think
I
they have
don't know.
I'll
Sutton,
give Broncos that.
and I think they still
Yeah,
have
I'm cool
Hammond.
with I'm cool with the Giants being that low.
All right.
Yeah, I have them with the number one pick contention. There's nothing young and intriguing about them at all that I could give them. Again, I think their wide receiver core is going to be horrendous, even though Malik Neighbors is there. It's just not going to work. Daniel Jones is not the answer. That O-line is definitely not the answer. So defense is probably going to help them a little bit, but
Hopefully, we'll see.
Do we think Dayball's going to get fired after this year?
I hope not. I think he's a good coach.
I think the GM should get fired.
Yeah, for sure. GM. I think GM, they need to everything upper house needs to be cleaned out. But I'm excited to see what Hard Knocks has to show for their off season, their newest extension of the show, the off season Hard Knocks. So
yeah, let's see if I'll watch it this year.
Yeah, we'll see.
But Kyrie's still living out here with the Cincinnati Bengals. He said, we had the worst season possible last year. Injuries and everything, and we still went 9-8. So healthy, 12 or 13 wins is not a stretch at all. Plus, our schedule is easier this year. I think the Bengals are easier to beat this year. I mean, it's just that's how it is. We saw, 1.5 good seasons from the Cincinnati Bengals. I like the Bengals. I like Joe Burrow. I want nothing but the best for them. But things are getting kind of rough there.
The thumb's not fully healed.
Yeah, man.
Joe Burrow.
That throwing
can't
hand.
do this, right? We can do something Joe Burrow can't. Look, that's
needs OT, baby.
Talk Venture right there. Put us in. But up next, we got the Minnesota Vikings here. Now, this is an interesting team, and I'm going to keep it as that. I'm going to put young but intriguing because their team is young. They got J.J. McCarthy. They have a young wide receiver core besides, Justin Jefferson, who is missing out on practice.
OTAs.
And looks like he's going to hold out OTAs. But I'm going to put them at young but intriguing.
Reed, you want to go last?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Smoke out. Okay, we went to the Super Bowl. Okay, y'all didn't make it.
Yeah, I have them young but intriguing. I wanted to put them in Dizzle's Gooch just because I think they could scrape by and get a few wins here and there, but I think they're going to be last in the division. It's a no-brainer for me. The Packers, the Lions, and who else is there?
The Bears. The Bears.
Yeah, they're irrelevant now too, but because they don't have Justin Fields. But yeah, I think they have the possibility of being the last team in that division.
Irrelevant, Kyrie.
Okay. I would say the Minnesota Vikings are young. I wouldn't call them intriguing. I definitely wouldn't call them that. But I would put them above the Giants. I don't put them against them. Yeah,
I do want to say, this whole ranking about the young but intriguing, and Dizzle's Gooch, I actually think the Minnesota Vikings will be better than the Denver Broncos. I'm going to put that out there. But I can't put the Denver Broncos in that category. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
Okay.
Those are categories that are right here, but you can't make it like that into your maker.
Yes. We're in the multiverse, the NFL multiverse here. We can't cross timelines. It gets messy.
Okay.
Loki's holding it all together. Sorry if you guys haven't seen the show. But we have the LA Rams here. The LA Rams, I could definitely see them as a potential wild card spot here. So I'm going to put them right there. And I feel like you guys are going to agree with me here.
I'm okay with it. I feel like we're going to put a lot of teams in the potential wild card spot.
That's probably the majority of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay
I feel like potential wild cards and missing the playoff teams could be another one that's teeter-tottering, I could see the LA Rams missing the playoffs. I could also see them, with the wild card position. I think it just depends on how the Seahawks do. If we are horrendous, even though our schedule is pretty easy, then the Rams will have a good time and they might get into the playoffs again. But if we're doing good, I think it'll be those 1 or 2 games where LA has to play us as well as 49ers that are going to knock them out of the playoffs. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt this time. I'm going to go potential wild card too.
Nice.
I really want to put them in missing.
I'm cool with that also.
I feel like
I
that
think
division-
it's,
That
tough.
defense is horrible.
It's true.
it's not that bad.
They lost Aaron Donald, the best part of
Yeah.
that defense.
But their cornerback crew is getting better.
They're really young though. Really, really young.
This is true. This is true. But it could work out. We've seen it work out for some teams where the
The
young
offense
guys.
is going to be fine.
Yeah,
The offense
that's the
is
thing.
incredible.
The defense just needs to work half the time, and the LA Rams will be fine.
I hate that they drafted him. You're keeping him there, Reed?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm outvoted no matter what.
Okay. We're putting that there then. Up next, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I want to keep this short and simple here. They are a playoff team. I don't know how
Right.
some people have them losing their division. They will win their division. They will
Okay.
be third in the NFC.
Wow.
They will go past the first round. And that's it. That's just
No.
it.
Baker believer in the house. Wow.
Dude, I've always been a Baker guy.
You have not been a Baker guy.
Day one. I'm a day
You
one
have
guy.
been one of his
I'm a
biggest
day one guy.
haters
Where's
at
my
one
headband? I have a
point.
headband.
You attacked his whole character. You
Day one
attacked
guy.
his whole
You see
character. And I was the only one
commercials?
defending
You see
him.
The book
I
club?
was the only one defending him.
Book club commercials?
Remember my MVP prediction for him? I've been his number one fan here.
Do you want us to remember about that prediction?
Worst,
Hey, I believed in him.
worst one.
If he didn't get injured,
Oh, man.
Nah,
Sound like
okay.
our friend Benny now.
All right. I'm cool with it being playoff team. I'm not sold on the Falcons winning that division, but I can see it happening. Kirk Cousins could elevate that team. The Falcons won, I think, like 7 or 8 games last year, and they had Ritter. What's his, whatever his name is, and then we went to Heineke, who I love, but he's not a starting quarterback. I think Kirk Cousins, if he's healthy, we see how he comes back from the Achilles and how pissed off he is at the Falcons currently. But I think the Falcons could win that division, but I'm fine with putting the Bucs in the playoff teams because I do think they'll make the playoffs.
Not bad, not bad. I was about to say, I was like, I don't know if you guys can just retract your statements about saying you guys loved that signing with Kirk. So you guys said they were going to win the division possibly. So I wanted to hear it. But yeah, I think the Bucs are outright going to win this division. I agree with both y'all saying that the Falcons could possibly, add some turmoil to that division that's always barely above 500 for whoever makes the playoffs. But yeah, I like the Buccaneers better than anybody else in that division. I still think the Falcons need some kinks they need to work out before they actually contend that way. And I think the Saints do as well. Saints are still barely about to get out of cap hell. So next
They're
year,
never gonna get out.
next year may be a little bit brighter.
They're
for
never
them.
gonna get out.
But yeah, the Panthers still suck.
I will add to my defense because I am still very high on the Atlanta Falcons. I love what they did, not this past offseason, but last offseason. I love what they did this offseason. I love what they did the last draft, not this draft, but it's such a young, intriguing team. But I did not think that the Buccaneers will stick together. I will say that. I didn't think they were all going to. I thought Baker was going to be out. I thought Mike Evans was going to be out.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm so very strong on this opinion here. I just want to put that out there because I still like the Falcons. I still like Kirk Cousins. I think that's a dub signing. Up next, we got the Detroit Lions here. I'm going to have them as a playoff team. I'm not as high as every other analyst out there, but they do have a very strong team, and they have a lot to prove, especially what happened after last season.
Okay. I would put them between Super Bowl contenders and playoffs teams. If we're going to put the Ravens there, I would put the Lions over the Buccaneers if we're doing that type of ranking.
We can. We definitely can.
So if we're putting the Ravens there, then I'll put the Lions there.
Not bad, not bad. I think their division is going to be tougher this year. Like I said before, the Packers have a much more young and intriguing team, but they're still
Whoa.
no, like they're. I'm just saying, like they're young and intriguing.
Young.
Not in that
whoa!
category.
Don't put us down there, Vince.
Not in that category.
Don't you dare.
Oh.
But yeah, I think the Lions could possibly sneak into the Super Bowl contenders for me. That's where I would have them. I do also think that the Baltimore Ravens could sneak in there too, but I think the Lions are still an overall better team than the Baltimore Ravens. And I feel like if they were both in the same conference, the Lions would have showed that against the Ravens. So I have the Lions as Super Bowl contenders for this upcoming season.
I have them as Super Bowl contenders too, but you guys put the Ravens on the playoff team, so it's hard for me.
So you think Ravens are better? Better than
I think the Ravens are better than the Lions, yes.
So where am I putting the Lions here?
Well, Reed has them as playoff team because he thinks the Ravens are better than the Lions.
If I'm just putting them where I think they should go, then I'll put them in Super Bowl contenders. Then.
Well, these are two different conferences here. I mean,
yeah,
I'll put them in Super Bowl contenders.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah.
Okay. Here I got outvoted, so we have our first team as Super Bowl contenders with the Detroit Lions, and I'm not mad at it. I can definitely see this. It'll be super cool to see the Detroit Lions go to the Super Bowl. I don't want. Yeah. Okay. I can't go too far without gagging here a little bit. But up next, we have the Chicago Bears. Are we going to put them at young but intriguing or potential wild card? Oh,
they're not young other than
Caleb
and
Adunze.
AJ, go ahead. Yep, I agree with that. I say missing playoffs as well.
Missing playoffs. I can't put them...
It's coming down to week 18, final game of the season, missing playoffs.
I can't put them at young but intriguing because I think they're way too good for that. I mean, I don't know. They have to fall there maybe.
I have them in Dizzle's Gooch, bro.
Whoa!
You're a Justin Fields truther. Get this guy. He's going to put the Steelers as Super Bowl contenders, isn't he? He's going to put the Steelers as Super Bowl contenders.
They have Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. I'm surprised he didn't switch teams.
No, but I think the Bears are going to be there because they're still developing as a team. They're going to have a whole new system with Caleb Williams. They're going away from the Justin Fields playbook, so they have to change everything up. It's still going to be a lot of stuff for them to get under their belts. They have a young, I wouldn't say young wide receiver core, but Odunze, he's going to be amazing. I think he's going to be the best wide receiver out of this class. But I don't know about Caleb Williams. I think he's going to be good, but not great this year. So I think that's why they're going to be Dizzle's Gooch. I don't think they're going to be missing the playoffs by 1 or 2 games. I think it might be 3.
Okay.
All right.
I would put it in missing playoffs.
Yeah, you can put him there. I think
both
y'all
that defense was playing great at the end of the season. It's going to be low-scoring games. Caleb Williams does not, and that offense does not have to do too much in order to win games.
But that's the thing, is Caleb Williams going to be able to do that? We've seen him break down in college. Imagine the NFL. I'm
still a believer that this guy could be a bust. I'm just saying there's a lot of wide receivers that are good on that team. They have what's-his-face at running back.
DeAndre Swift.
Mm-hmm.
DeAndre Swift. I don't think Caleb Williams needs to do that much, in my opinion, in order to put them into winning positions.
What's going on, Dizzle? Says, boys, NSP gang, man. Oh, man, did Dizzle have a birthday weekend? Oh, happy belated birthday. Wow. Not only did can I keep on reading this? I haven't read the whole thing.
It's all good.
Okay. Did Optic take home major number 3 in dominating fashion, but my fave golfer, Xander, with the wire-to-wire. Hey, dude, did I ever tell you I made a hole-in-one before in a regional golf tournament?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, God.
Did I tell you that? I'm pretty damn good at golf. But I think I want to just place them there at young but intriguing instead of Dizzle's Gooch, just because Reed had him missing playoffs. I originally had him missing playoffs. Then it kind of like Vince's argument with they're going to just be trash. But then again, I mean, we're saying this because we don't know.
Not trash. I think Dizzle's Gooch is not trash.
What?
I don't think Dizzle's Gooch is
That's
trash.
not
Number
what
one pick contention is trash.
What'd you say,
I guess that's true. Dizzle said, AJ, I would cook your bum ass on the course. I would like to see you try there, sir. I would like to see you try. But up next, you guys, it's kind of nerve-wracking because this is the first team that's going on of us three. They're my Super Bowl favorites. Okay. They are my Super Bowl favorites. I mean, I could come up with arguments all day long. It's going to sound biased. It's going to sound statistical, but I believe in this team. This is year 3 for Brock Purdy. I think he's getting more comfortable with the system. I think he's getting 2.5. Yeah, you want to get technical with it? We could go 2.5 as far as starting for Brock Purdy. I just love this team a lot, and I do think they have the grit to get there and to do it.
I would also put them in the Super Bowl favorites. The only thing that would knock them off of that is injuries at this point. They have all the talent. Ayuk, we'll see how much he holds out and what if they end up paying him. But with or without him, I still think they're a good team. They're Super Bowl favorites.
Yeah, I think they're still Super Bowl favorites. The Seahawk in me wants me to bring them down to the contenders area. But I think what will determine it is after week 1 when they play the Jets. If we see the Jets put up anything against them, I think San Francisco 49ers might have a lot more trouble this year. I'm not going to say injuries because I don't wish any injuries upon them. But last year was a quiet year for that type of stuff.
It was
a quiet year. And you have a lot of aging players, if you could say that. They're all past their rookie deals now. So these guys are considered aging players every year now. But I still think the San Francisco 49ers have the best roster in the league by far, offense and defensive side. So I think it's going to be determined after week 1 for me, how I see the San Francisco 49ers. But preseason, yeah, I think they're there.
This was high as hell right now.
In the regular season, they win. Playoffs. Playoffs is another story, unfortunately.
It does suck that the Niners will be entering the season without Dre Greenlaw. I will say that. I do this to myself. I like to watch videos, statistics of the Super Bowls. I was watching Travis Kelce. His stats were at complete zero.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then as soon as Dre Greenlaw went down,
he almost killed Andy Reid.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he wanted to fight Andy Reid, and then as soon as Dre Greenlaw went down, that's when they started targeting him.
Yep.
Sucks, but it is what it is. It's part of the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Monday, Tuesday. Good job, brother. Let's go. Up next, we got the Philadelphia Eagles. Okay, do we have these guys as a potential wild card into the playoffs?
15-2, number 1 seed, baby.
There's no way.
No.
What? 15-2? Is that what
you
said? This is this guy's saying.
No, I was saying it based off of our last week's video.
Oh, okay. Oh man. I don't know. I'm gonna be kind of ruthless here. I'm gonna have them missing the playoffs.
That's not ruthless.
Okay, cool. I was expecting a little fight here, but let me hear y'all's take.
I'm between that and wild card. We'll see what they're able to do, but they could sneak into the playoffs. But I'm gonna say they're missing playoffs.
We're good. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only thing that
it depends with the Seahawks, the Rams, the Bears, etc. teams are able to do. Because with us saying they're going to miss the playoffs, I think that means we're saying Dallas is winning the division. Is that correct?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm fine with them missing the playoffs, but
that's where I find trouble because I don't know if I believe in Dallas to win the division.
Yeah, that's my.
I think all the teams there are getting much better in that division. even though maybe it's not a crazy good division outside of when they play other teams, but I think I'm gonna save my behind here. I think I'm gonna go as potential wild cards. I think Dallas could sneakily win this division, even though I'm not 100% sure what they're doing there.
Okay.
So the Eagles still stay at missing playoffs, correct? Because Reed and I
Yeah.
both have them missing playoffs. But yeah, I just think the NFC is going to look very different this upcoming season as far as playoff picture. And I have the Eagles missing out. I mean, we don't know how they're going to respond after what the hell happened at the end of the last season. Very, very bad. Disgusting. And then Kelsey's gone, of course. Dizzle is Troy Polamalu wannabe gonna be back. Dude got his ACL snatched like DK slammed that bum Warner. Hufunga is at practice. He's not full participant yet, so he may also be missing out. It's tough. It's tough, but it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's just beginning of the season. We got the Las Vegas Raiders. I have them here at Dizzle's Gooch.
Whoa.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna put them at young but intriguing because I mean they got a young defensive back and then they got O'Connell. That's as far as I'm gonna go.
Okay. I was gonna put them in missing playoff teams. That defense is good. They were able to win games last year. I would put them above Dizzle's Gooch, especially at least over the Broncos.
Interesting. I still think they're at Dizzle's Gooch.
Wow.
I think they'll be. I think they would be. I don't know.
I honestly think they could even hit the wild card potentially.
What?
Whoa!
That is their ceiling.
What?
I think. That is their ceiling. I think.
Is this your Spidey sense? Is this what's happening right now? Is this?
I wouldn't. I'm not going to throw the hood
name on
or
it.
anything.
Put
I'm
your
not
name
going to
on
throw
it.
the hood on it, but I say that is their ceiling.
Reed, do you have them making the playoffs this year?
No, but
Okay.
I think they're going to be just missing.
Okay. All right. You got me worried there for a little bit. Just a little
But their
worried.
ceiling.
I get that. The possibility of them making the playoffs. I get that.
Yes.
Okay.
Not mad at it.
I think they have the possibility of missing playoffs if Gardner Minshew plays the whole season.
I predicted. I did their schedule. I had them going 9-8.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they have one of the easier schedules too, right?
I wouldn't call it easy, but
Actually, they have a horribly hard. They're like 8th in strength schedule.
So where are we putting the Raiders in? Are we putting them missing the playoffs?
that's where I'm putting them. I can get outvoted here though.
Yeah, I think I'll put them missing the playoffs.
Wow.
But at the bottom of it, yeah.
Okay.
Just because the AFC race won't be as tough.
Yeah.
A lot of those teams can go like one game above 500 and still make it pretty easily, as what we saw last year.
Okay. I got outvoted here. We have the Las Vegas Raiders missing the playoffs, right below the Philadelphia Eagles as of right now. I will put the Eagles above the Saints because that's just how I have them. But up next, we have the Green Bay Packers. Reed, you are up. Last year of barely squeezing by into the playoffs and then making a good run at it. One of the youngest teams, young but intriguing.
Oh, hold on.
This is tough because I kind of want to put them at a playoff team, but I don't know because the rest of the teams that I have here, I like the Packers more than some of these other teams I'm going to have. So I think I'm going to have them as a playoff team here. I'm believing in Jordan Love and this young wide receiver core.
Okay. We're not the Super Bowl favorites. I wanted to put us in the Super Bowl contenders, but obviously I'm biased. We're definitely a playoff team. 100% we are a playoff team. I don't think I still have the Lions winning our division. I'm hoping we can sneak it out of them, sweep them hopefully, and then we can win the tiebreaker or something like that, and we can steal the division back from them after 1 year. But playoff team is most likely it is our bottom, in my opinion. We'll be the wild card most likely, but we're making the playoffs. I would put us in Super Bowl contenders. That offense, we've seen how good it was at the end of the season, almost even beating our Super Bowl favorites, the Niners, who almost won a Super Bowl. And I'm hoping and believing that our new defense under Jeff Hafley, which is going to be more press man coverage, a lot more aggressive blitzing, etc., which I have always believed that this defense, our defensive players, needed to be able to succeed and not the soft zone. I think that big switch is going to be something that can really put us over the top. So that's why I put us as Super Bowl contenders. You guys can put us wherever you like, though.
AJ, what do you have?
We're above the Bucks. We're above the Bucks, though.
I have them as playoff teams, but at the very end, I was stuck between playoff team and potential wild card.
Now, Reed, the only thing my argument will be why I won't put them above the Buccaneers is because the Buccaneers have an easier path to get there. I don't think that the Packers have an easier path. They have a horrible schedule this year.
So
tough team.
Let's put something.
No. It's my turn to talk.
He has the mic.
To talk.
All right, but I'm taking it right back.
The doctor.
Okay,
I have an important thing to say.
After you can.
And then I'm going to change your mind.
I'm going to put you at the top of the potential wild cards. I think you guys will be the best team to get a wild card spot because that's exactly what happened last year. It's exactly what happened. You guys barely sneaked in.
We're the fifth seed.
No, you weren't. You were the seventh.
No, we are going to be the fifth seed this year.
Oh, I don't think so. But I do think you guys will be better this year, but I think the NFC is going to get better entirely as well. So that's why I still think you guys could sneak in maybe at the 6 at the highest. So that's just my take here. Reed, go ahead and rebuttal.
Okay, so first, the thing I was going to interrupt you about is the whole strength of schedule BS. That's based on last year, not what we were thinking about this year. Throw it all in the trash. You look at the strength of schedule at the end of year, and you go, "Oh wow, this was the easiest schedule actually of all," and they predicted, or it was based on the analytics and stuff, that they were going to have the hardest schedule. It means absolute jack crap. Throw it out the door. Stop using it, all right? We are a playoff team. We're not a potential wild card.
I put you at the top of potential
we
wild
were better
card.
than the Bucks.
Whoa. Okay. I'm going to step. Come on, dude.
You guys still lost to the same team.
Okay. Reed, come on, dude. Come on. The Packers, they're going to be a contending team in the playoffs, okay? I have them making the playoffs, but I'm in with Vincent here, okay? 7th, 6th spot. That's where I see them. They squeezed by last year. Barely the last 4 games of the season, which wasn't that impressive as far as competitive games. They almost lost to the Panthers. But they showed up during the playoffs. What if they don't show up during the regular season? What if they don't? Love had a great second half of the season. I'm expecting it to translate to next season. But what if there's a gap there? What if there's something with the regular? What if this is a Dak Prescott type situation, but by the opposite here? That's where I'm getting. There's a lot of good teams in the NFC, and I do feel like strength of schedule is a thing. Because if you gotta go, you gotta face the Lions, the Niners, the Ravens, the Chiefs, compared to other teams that gotta face the Cardinals, the Vikings, the Bears, the Giants. That's a huge difference. Huge. I'm not saying it's that dramatic in difference, but it has to play some sort of a factor here. I would say some teams I'll say throw it out the window. Sure, why not? But not every team.
The only reason I do like the strength of schedule is because I look at the Cowboys' schedule every single year, and they play a lot of bottom-of-the-barrel teams, and that's why they always have a great record. They are a great team, but they always blow these crappy teams out of the water, and they struggle a lot with the better teams. So that's why I do believe in strength of schedule. Maybe not for every single team, because every other team might have that X factor where they can switch it on when they play tougher teams and play lights out. But I'm not saying that the Packers aren't a playoff team, Reed. I'm saying that they're a potential wild card because that is where they're going to land.
All right. So just so I'm going to respond to AJ's thing that what if Love doesn't or whatever. It's 100% the possibility. Like that's a possibility with anybody. What if Brock Purdy is not playing as well as Lex? I believe Brock Purdy will play great, but there's always that possibility. But just to put in perspective as far as what Jordan Love did in that last 8-game stretch. The only people who have had that good of an 8-game stretch are all Hall of Famers. Like I don't have the stat on me right now. I've seen the stat. I didn't send it to you guys because you guys just throw my Packers crap out the window and don't respond to me. It was just Hall of Famers, and there's just one outlier as far as the people who had an 8-game stretch like that, and it was like AJ McCarron or something like that. That was the only outlier. Out of those group of people. All the rest are Hall of Famers like Ben Roethlisberger, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Matthew Stafford, etc. All these great quarterbacks. Anybody who's had a stretch like that are those type of players. I don't think Jordan Love is going to have – he's going to have down games just like anybody does. He's not going to be perfect all the time. Not expecting that. But I do think this young offense is going to do incredible things. I got to go catch my dog. I'll be right back.
Okay. In our defense, Vincent, the whole season last year, Brock Purdy was in every category with all Hall of Famers as far as stat lines.
So is Geno, man.
So is Geno. And it happens to a lot of quarterbacks. They like to bring up, oh, this quarterback did this on Tuesdays and compared to all these other, like, it's very specific.
Yeah. I wish Reed was here because I would say that earlier with all those Hall of Fame players, they played in a tougher league.
Look at the quarterbacks that were in with Big Ben,
Yes.
you know, Luck.
Like, those guys got rocked.
They
Like
weren't against Bryce Young. You know, they weren't doing that.
The only one I'll say that was ahead of his time and like way back when was Dan Marino. You put Dan Marino in playing now, that guy is going to go for 5,500 yards like 3 times in his career.
Oh, yeah.
Same thing with probably maybe even Big Ben. Some years, if Big Ben had the team that he had playing in this league, I think he could have gone for 5,000 yards like twice. Same thing with Peyton Manning. He did it back then with those tougher teams like the Legion of Boom, you know, the times that you guys had those linebackers. What were their names?
Navarro Bowman, Patrick Willis.
They played in those leagues. So yeah, that's the only thing I'll say. But yeah, I still think the Packers are going to have a decent record. A 9-8 is their floor, I believe.
For the sake of this video, we're going to keep on moving on.
Yes.
Okay. We could do this, you know, maybe next week. We could have this topic where I would love to discuss this because there's so much to talk about. But up next, I want to keep this short and simple. Like I said, just in the sake of time, we have the Washington Commanders. I'm going to have them young but intriguing because they have Jaden Daniels as their new franchise quarterback, and then they get Luke McCaffrey as their wide receiver. I think this is going to be great. Very interesting to see what they could do in the future.
I'll put a number 1 pick in contention.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I could possibly see that. I think the defense is horrible. I think they'll be above the New York Giants.
All right. So I'm the only one here. I think they're intriguing, but then again, I've fallen for the Washington team for the past 2 years. So
yeah,
maybe this is a sign, AJ. Grow up. But up next, we got the Arizona Cardinals here. I could have them as I'm going to have them as missing the playoffs here. I want to put them as a potential wild cards, but I don't know. There's a lot of competition, like I said earlier, with the NFC, and I think the Arizona Cardinals could finish last in that division.
I definitely think they finished last, unfortunately. There's a lot of good things there. But I'm going to say they missed the playoffs. I would maybe put them Dizzle's Gooch, depending on how Kyler Murray plays.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I think it's all up to Kyler Murray. So I agree with Dizzle. We could be possibly sleeping on him, but I don't think that he's much better than the Eagles or Saints. I think missing playoffs is where the Cardinals should be at.
I like it right there. Like I said, I could definitely see them enter the playoffs as a wild card, very low seeding. But oh gosh,
This guy's throwing.
respectfully, they are better than the Seahawks. I think Dizzle's high. Up next, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Where do I put these guys? I put them missing. I think for the first time, I think they have that much respect. I'm going to have them as missing the playoffs for the first time in like 12 years. What was it?
It's like 16, I think.
Oh, jeez, that was way off.
Yeah, that's just a winning record. They've missed the playoffs before.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's
Better than Packers.
Biggie,
sure.
you're high, dude.
Oh my God.
Go play Call of Duty with Murray, bro.
Hey, you leave Biggie alone, dude. Leave Biggie alone. Where do y'all have the Steelers?
I say potential wild cards.
Yeah.
They had Kenny Smallhands Pickett and freaking Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer as their quarterback last year.
Yeah,
whether they do Russell Wilson or what?
So now they have Mr. Dangerous.
Yeah, who had better season than over the past 2 years. Russell Wilson's season last year is better than the last 2 years of quarterback play from the Steelers. He has more touchdowns in the last 2 years, passing touchdowns, than the Steelers the past 2 years. It is a huge upgrade whether they start Russell Wilson or Justin Fields. It is a huge upgrade for the Steelers to have either one of those guys starting as their quarterback. Hey, put Justin Fields as a kick returner. I've heard that rumor. I think they're going to be a much better team this year. I don't think they're going to win. They're going to win a game in the playoffs. I think they're going to be one and done. But they are a playoff team, a wild card team.
Okay.
I think I may agree with Reed here. The only thing that would hold me back from saying that they missed the playoffs is the wide receiver core. Wide receiver core is basically the same. They lost who?
Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, that's why I say it's basically the same. Deontay Johnson had his up years and his down years. I think he was like a middle of the pack type receiver, even though he could possibly be a number one. But with Russell Wilson there, I think he does elevate quarterback play, like Reed is saying, but that wide receiver room does not help him at all. So that's my only setback for the Steelers. So I think they're going to miss the playoffs.
Okay. I'm going to have them there then. So nice. Pittsburgh Steelers missed the playoffs for the first time in forever. Up next, we got the Buffalo Bills over here. And, years before, you say easy playoff team, maybe even Super Bowl contender.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what the hell do you say? I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to have them as a potential wild card.
Okay. This is a hard one for me.
Yeah, it's hard.
I'm a big Josh Allen guy recently, but
this is the time for him to prove it that he is a good quarterback.
I would put the end of potential wild cards.
Okay. So right now they stay as is. Vince?
My only thing here is if we're going to put the Dolphins and the Bills here, that means we think the Jets could win this division.
Oh, that's true.
So
why not the Patriots, Vince?
Be quiet. I think I'm going to put the Bills as a playoff team, but I think they'll be better than the Buccaneers for sure. I think the only thing that could save this team is horrible play within the division. If the Bills defense is good enough to hold down the Dolphins, I think they could sweep them. And the Jets, if the Jets they split with the Jets 1-1, I think that they'll have the tiebreaker over the Jets. So that's why I think the Bills still possibly may win this division. So I have them in playoff team.
I have to seriously think about this because I've totally just disregarded that, how we have to pick one of these teams as a playoff team. I probably would go with the Miami Dolphins here. So my vote changes for the Dolphins. Just laying that out there.
What about the Jets?
I don't have the Jets winning the division.
Oh, I do.
Oh,
Okay. So I guess it stays here. That's how it stays.
Yep.
Up next, the Atlanta Falcons. I'm super excited. We talked a lot about them before. I actually have them missing the playoffs. As excited as I am about the Atlanta Falcons, young team, new coach, super tough in the NFC. Look at all the potential wild cards, and we got more to come. I think they're going to struggle here, and I think they're just going to miss the playoffs. It's going to be one of those where they're going to need to win. They're going to need two teams to lose, and they're going to need another team to tie in order to get in, and it's just not going to happen. So I got the Atlanta Falcons turning it up late.
Okay. Do you see
Ken knows what's going on.
Nice.
What's up, Ken? Appreciate you joining the stream.
Did you guys see the Kyle Pitts thirst trap today on Twitter?
No,
it
I
was
don't look
horrible.
Why are you guys watching that stuff?
No,
Horrible.
it was him just kept making a catch. It's a fantasy football thirst trap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Where's your mind go? Mr. Nick Bosa thirst traps.
Hey, dude, that's a whole other level, bro. You cannot.
Yeah, whatever.
Me.
I would put them in a potential wild card.
Okay, Vincent. Uh-oh.
I think they're missing the playoffs, but I think they're better than the Cardinals and the Saints. I do think they'll be second in the division.
Yes, 100%.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, second place in the division.
But yeah, I saw that thirst trap read. The cornerback did not do anything. He even pulled his hand back down. So
he made a good catch, though. Kyle Pitts made a good catch.
Yeah, but if the cornerback would have put his hand up instead of bringing it down so he didn't disrupt.
I don't know, man. I might take Kyle Pitts in the third round.
Hell no.
I don't know.
I would never take that guy in a Dynasty League, ever. It's trash. But yeah, that's where I got him.
Okay, up next, we have the Seattle Seahawks here. I have the Seattle Seahawks potentially as a wild card. Same thing as last year, but I mean this division is just jam-packed and they got a nice schedule here. If they can keep it up, they can see themselves in the playoffs.
I would put them at the top of missing the playoffs.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm right there with both y'all. This guy's such a hater right now. But I think it could go either way. As a Seahawks fan, I want us to be a potential wild card, but I could see them being at the top of the missing the playoffs team too. To give them the benefit of the doubt, like I have with every single team, I think that they are going to be at the bottom of the potential wild cards. I think every other team that's there has a higher possibility of making it into those wild card positions. I think we're going to be kind of like the Falcons needing a team to lose, just like how it was last year, because we still have like an entirely new coaching staff as well. Yeah, Seattle is a rim shot wild card for sure. But yeah, we're at the bottom of that one at our highest because Geno Smith still needs to adjust to Grubb's new offensive coordinator book. You know, we see those things are humongous now, and he's a college coach, so we don't know how he's going to do in the NFL. So our offense, I would say, is our strongest side of the football, and defense is getting there still. So that's where I got us.
Dizzle.
Should I do it in the Dizzle voice?
Do the Dizzle voice.
Do it.
But for real, thoughts on stomach hair? Leave it on the chest, show some masculinity, but the belly got to be smooth, right? I always had a hairy belly.
Same.
We're hairy guys over here. Okay,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of chest hair that goes all the way down. If you got it, you got it, bro.
Doesn't
Be proud of
man.
it.
Doesn't
Embrace it.
Embrace it, dude. Like Reed said, embrace it. Up next, we got Dizzle's favorite team because he's not switching out this year. You freaking quitter. We got the New England Patriots. They're going to get the number one pick contention because they are probably one of the worst teams in the league. And they have a damn tough schedule. Tough schedule.
They do.
I'm putting them in young and intriguing.
Young and intriguing.
I do believe that in 3 to 4 years they could be in the top of the division. That's why I'm putting again intriguing.
So this is 2024. Reed,
Intriguing.
we're waiting for Vince.
I don't think they'll be number one pick contention. I think the Bears will be better than the Patriots this year. That's what I'm thinking. I think the highest amount of wins, and you can quote me on this, I think the Patriots will only get 6 wins max. But that's not number one pick contention. I think their lowest is 4, and I still think some teams are going to be worse than that, as we always see every season. So, yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. It's going to be up to them because, defense.
Hope Drake May out.
Defense didn't show up the past 2 years, and offense definitely did not either. Yep,
he has
exactly.
a point. Yeah, he has a
Exactly.
point. I'm thinking offense here, but yeah, their defense is way too good to be as the number one pick contention. That's what carried them last season.
Yep.
There was the hell Mac Jones. What exactly classifies as Dizzle's gooch, but throws Vikes in there too because JJ McCarthy is
Basura.
Okay. I had the Vikings as young but intriguing. Okay, so Dizzle's gooch means trash. Means garbage. Horrible. Ugly. Ugh. Exactly what it sounds like. Defense is good. It's not elite. It's above average, above par. It's like you in golf. You always hit above par. Like y'all don't get it. Y'all play golf.
Okay.
So we got the Cleveland Browns. I'm just going to do something and y'all talk about it. They're winning the division.
I don't see them winning the division. I see the Ravens winning the division. So I would put them at wild card.
Okay.
But I definitely think they'll make the playoffs.
Now, do you have them above the Packers, Reed?
No, absolutely not.
Above the Miami Dolphins?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I have them there too. I have them right there, smack dab in the middle. I think they have the second highest chance to get one of those wild card spots. They could get the 5th, 6th, or 7th. It just depends on how that side of the league hashes it out because last year it was tough. But I think this year they'll be a better team. They're definitely going to replicate what they did last year and sneak in there. They were 11-6 this past year, so it's pretty crazy.
Dizzle's going off on me right now. Oh my gosh, Dizzle! I'm Mr. Hole in One for your information. Chains aren't fake. I can actually afford them.
He called you Shea
Bogey
Patterson.
machine.
Hey, congrats to Shea Patterson. I think he's gonna have a baby.
Congrats to Shea Patterson. Congrats to Shea Patterson. I'm not going to say anything else. I know you're waiting for it, Reed. Reed's like waiting for me to say something. I'm not.
I have nothing to say.
All right. I got nothing to say. Good for him. Good vibes. Good chakra, whatever you want to call it. Light a freaking candle. I don't care. Up next, we got the Houston Texans. We got them as a playoff team. And honestly, I'm kind of fighting to have them as a Super Bowl contender. I just like them this much. But I think it's kind of early to call them a Super Bowl contender. Way too early. I have them better than the Buccaneers. I have them better than the Baltimore Ravens. I like this team that much.
I have the Ravens over them.
All right.
Yeah, I would like to put them as Super Bowl contenders, but from what I saw last year, they struggled with a lot of teams in the division. So I think the Baltimore Ravens are better than them as well. But yeah, playoff team, no doubt. Unless something horrendous happens, hopefully not. But yeah.
What's going on, Sam? Ken, why are you saying wow? Do you not agree with our take on Houston? I just... Oh, what is it, Ken? Talk to us, man. Houston and Green Bay both are potential wild cards. Need to see it again. Okay,
who's winning?
You see the Jacksonville Jaguars beating Houston in that division? Do you see the Tennessee Titans beating the Houston Texans in that division? Do you see the Indianapolis Colts beating Houston Texans in that division? Who? Enlighten me.
No way. No way.
I like Houston, but I think even with Tampa Bay,
I think they're even with Tampa Bay.
I want to say they have a leg up, but they're right there. They're right there. You're right. They're right there. I'm going to give the leg up to Houston, though.
Braves mad.
Jags are cold.
Rave.
Rave. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry.
He's right here the whole time. I didn't do that.
I thought he had left. I feel horrible now, dude. It's all Shea Patterson's fault, honestly. Gosh, bro. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, Ray. I feel horrible about this. I need to get back on the show, X-Rated. Hey, if you guys are interested in getting on the show with us towards the end of next month, early July, we will be doing mock drafts again for fantasy football. And I'm inviting anyone who's interested to join our fantasy football leagues or just to do mock drafts with us to hop on the show. Let's do some mock drafts together. Let's get toxic. Let's have some fun. Okay. So Dizzle, I already have you on the roster. We're going to invite you, like I said, either late next month or early the following month in July. We're going to start doing mock drafts at least once a week. Okay. So we can reserve you for at least one spot. Multiple if you want, unlimited, okay? If anyone is the Colts, but don't see Rodgers getting through the season yet. The Colts, I don't know about Anthony Richardson, man. I don't know about Anthony Richardson.
We'll see.
He's
I know.
Beefy. He's a beefy boy.
Yeah, he needs to, what do you call that? Hit the training room more, not the weight room, but the training room. Get
strength and conditioning.
He needs to go in boxing for at least a couple of weeks, get the crap snot beat out of him. But up next, we got the Kansas City Chiefs. I think obviously they are Super Bowl favorites.
I would put them as Super Bowl contenders. I wouldn't call them favorites, in my opinion.
I would have disagreed. They want to seem like a hater.
I would put them above the Lions.
All right.
Wow. I have them below the Lions.
Oh.
I think they're just a playoff team to me. So I guess I'm the hater here. But the Kansas City Chiefs are just the Kansas City Chiefs,
If they make it to the playoffs, they're dangerous.
Yeah, that's why I have them making it to the playoffs. But they just, they just get the better of teams. I don't think they're better than those teams. But I think they just have that scare tactic with a lot of teams.
They still have Tony. He's the X factor.
Tony?
Yeah.
Darius?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Dude,
I hate being Kansas City fans. It's like talking to a 5-year-old about football. Oh, but how many Super Bowls do you have? You want to talk about all-time rate? I mean, gosh, man.
Okay, do not open up the Nets Dizzle comment. That one's Dizzle, you went too far.
Oh wow.
Jeez.
Yeah. Anywho, have a great night. You say good night all the time, but you're gonna stay here. We're almost done. You better sit down and enjoy the rest of the show. You can't put that emoji. We've seen you. We know what you look like. Up next, we got the Dallas Cowboys here. Obviously, I have them winning in their division, but finishing last, finishing number 4 in their division, in the NFC. Sorry, I'm all mixed up now. Dizzle has me all over the place.
It's got you hot about it.
It does. He does. He always gets me, dude.
Okay, if we're putting the Cowboys there, how are you putting the Packers there?
Because we have the
Lions.
Playoff teams does not mean you win your division. It just means you 100% believe they're making the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Yes.
Then the Packers are a playoff team. Bracket.
No, the Cowboys have a higher chance of making it to the playoffs than the Packers.
I think there's a world the Packers don't make it.
Oh, he took his headphones on. He wants us to say that the Packers are better than the Cowboys, that they should be up there for sure. The playoffs. I'm so insecure about my team. Oh, please say that they're good. Like, yeah, we're talking crap about you. We're talking crap. We can see them in the background, you guys. So if you guys,
it's fun.
They won the dance. Are now talking 3P. Hope my Lions put the stop to that. Oh, so you're a Lions fan.
Wow. Through and through. Past 20 years at least.
Yeah, we just got out of Detroit. We tried giving away a free jersey. No one wanted it. Reed, I think the Packers are a better team than the Dallas Cowboys. But there's a higher chance that the Cowboys make it to the playoffs, and there's a higher chance that the Green Bay Packers miss the playoffs.
I've been outvoted.
Oh my gosh,
I haven't even voted yet.
That's true. Vince hasn't even voted. You haven't even voted yet, Reed.
Well, if we're putting the Packers there, then we're putting them below the Packers.
Just,
we can't do that. I think the Packers could possibly have a better record than the Cowboys, for sure. I said that their floor was 9-8. I think the Cowboys' floor could be like.
Where are you putting the Cowboys?
Well, I don't know actually. I had the Eagles possibly missing the playoffs. So
remember, this is not power rankings. We're not doing power rankings.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, I think they're a playoff team. I think they're going to win the division. I don't know if it's going to be a pretty win, but they're just going to be. They're going to be in that 3 or number 4 spot.
I thought we were friends at one point.
Jeez.
I'm going to leave this on here because he attacks me every stream, so I think y'all need to share the wealth here.
Oh my God. Okay, we're going to go there and then go back. Yeah. Cowboys are Super Bowl contenders. I don't know.
You can't have less than 6 teams be Super Bowl contenders. Are we done yet, Dizzle? Does it look like we're done?
The reason for that is because we're all disagreeing with each other, so it's hard. It's hard for everybody.
Yeah, I had the Browns as playoff teams. They don't. I have the Dolphins as playoff teams. They don't. Reed has Green Bay Packers as Super Bowl contenders.
We don't. The Ravens as Super Bowl contenders.
We don't. That's what happens.
Yep.
Exactamundo. Yeah, I just think Cowboys. We all know that division. So,
I mean, we have 2 of the teams in that division at contention of getting the number 1 pick.
Yep.
So it's literally just between 2 teams there. Eagles, Cowboys. The way Eagles finished last year, the amount of players they lost. I don't like Nick Sirianni. I think he sucks.
Don't see it.
Balls.
Jeez.
We're moving on. Are we cool?
Yep.
Reed, we're cool?
Yep.
Oh, that's going to be a while.
I got work test, that's why.
Okay. Up next, we got the Chargers. What the hell do we do with this team? They got Justin Herbert. Who do they have as? They got Ladd McConkey. Is that who they got as wide receiver?
I think so.
Ladd? I'm not too sure. They got Jim Harbaugh as a head coach. Man, dude, I don't think they're gonna suck. I think they're gonna miss the playoffs.
Let's see.
Chargers?
Yeah.
Can you tell you where they are?
Yeah, tell me.
Top of Dizzle's Gooch. They're on the top of Dizzle's Gooch.
Wow. Bottom of the wild cards, Ken says.
Wow. This is a 2 to 3 year rebuild for the Chargers.
I mean, they have a franchise quarterback.
Hey, man, we forgot. We forgot.
And they lost his 2 top wide receivers.
They have the son of the greatest
they picked up
wide
Rice.
receiver ever.
They picked up Rice. That's it.
And they have Ladd McConkey. I mean, they have a bunch of options at wide receiver. I would say they're young but intriguing. Just because I'm interested to see the direction that this team will go.
I wouldn't call them old or young because of their defense. Their defense is full of a bunch of guys who've been in the league for a while, and they're on their way out of that defense because of how old they are.
This is true. That's why I think they're young and interesting. Because they're on the way out of that defense. We know they're not going to be good. And to me, I think young but intriguing and Dizzle's Gooch are like right here. Dizzle's Gooch just means that we don't like that team at all because they're trash. But I don't think the Chargers are trash. They have a good head coach coming in there. They have good young players. So that's where I'll have them.
I'm getting outvoted here. So these guys, Reed, you said Dizzle's Gooch, right?
I said Dizzle's Gooch.
So I think they're middle. Yeah, middle.
Yeah.
Top
Sorry,
of the-
Ken. You and I had the same idea, but we got outvoted here. They think that the Chargers are going to be horrible. I don't think they're going to be that bad,
Nah, not that bad.
but it's just hard to tell because they were pretty bad last year.
They were horrible last year. Harbaugh needs time. He'll get there. It's going to take time.
New York Jets, potential wild card.
That's you think I say playoff, maybe even Super Bowl contenders, maybe.
Jeez.
They're in the playoff teams though.
I mean, I already had the Bills as my playoff team, so I think potential wild card is there for me. I think they have a higher chance of making it to the playoffs though than possibly the Bengals.
You know, Dizzle, sometimes the car has trouble starting. So when you start it, it shakes, you know. Maybe Anthony Richardson should get that checked out.
He has bad shock pads.
Yeah, that's what it is. He needs to change his brake
His
light
suspension.
fluid.
His suspension is horrible.
So I guess where do we rank them here then, Vince? Because you and I have a potential wild card. Reed has them as playoff Super Bowl contenders. So are we above the Green Bay Packers then?
Whoa.
Ah.
You can't say that
Yeah,
these
I'm
guys are
messing
Super Bowl
around.
contenders and you're messing
And
around.
I also had the Packers in Super Bowl. This is my list. This
You
is
also
the
said
problem
that was
here.
biased. You also said that was biased.
I was biased, but
Was it
I was
also
saying
biased
it was
because Aaron
biased. I
Reed
was saying it
connected
was,
to Aaron Rodgers confirmed.
no. I'm saying that a Zach Wilson to Aaron Rodgers upgrade is big. Okay.
Okay.
Just like I said that the Kenny Smallhands Pickett upgrade to Russell Wilson was also big. That's why I had them in the potential wild cards. My list will look a lot different, just like yours would.
Oh, we got
But you can put them
the
with the Packers.
we got the reader
I
back.
disagree.
Got the reader back. He's back.
Reed list actually valid.
No, you said the Packers are in the freaking missing playoffs, all right?
This guy
Don't try
No.
to switch up on me now, Dizzle.
So
Get it.
if
Remember-
Reed had a list, he would have the Ravens, the Lions, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Jets, and the Packers all as Super Bowl contenders.
And you and Dizzle are match made in heaven, man. He said you have to have at least 6 players or 6 teams there. You have 5. He's a
Dizzle
reader.
says AJ just got a mindset 49ers versus the world, and the world always wins. It's like the basketball world, right? It's the Celtics against the world, and the world always wins.
True.
Yeah.
It's true.
Don't cut deep, AJ.
You're right. The Celtics are a fraud ass team. You're absolutely right.
AJ.
So Jets win the AFC East. I don't see it. Jets below Miami. I think Ken is our tiebreaker here.
I possibly
Miami's defense is
it's
booty.
atrocious. Yeah.
It's horrible. They lost all their good players.
Dizzle
I
says,
think-
talk to me in five. Dizzle, I don't think you're gonna want to be alive in 5 weeks. Okay, it's all right. It's all right. We're here for you, Dizzle. We're here for you.
I'm still not a huge believer in the Jets. I think they're below the Browns, but still above
Still above Miami.
the Dolphins. That's just me
Okay.
though.
I feel like Ken and I are like on the same freaking wavelength here. Like right there. Right there. Right now, he's watching the video and he's saying right there with me. Because we're right there. AJ, could you get a tighter shirt, pal? I mean, I don't know what you want me to do. Can you even see me? Just because my gosh, dude.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh. I'm heading to a Celtics game this series. Not sure if finals are this round. Hey, that should be fun, exciting. Careful.
You better go this round, buddy, because better go this round.
You can't even see my shirt. It's black. I mean, man's got. I like this guy. I like him. We're right there. We're right there. This is you're my favorite, dude. Liam, you're off the board. Rave, you're starting to move down right now, and Big Money Joe hasn't been here. Ken, God, I like this guy. We'll move on. But Vince better pipe down.
Shut up, Dizzle.
Dang, dude. Okay, so we got the Carolina Panthers now. I think they're young and intriguing, but I still think they're freaking gooch. I think they're Dizzle's gooch. I don't think they're first pick overall again.
Oh, I think they are.
It's a good chance.
You think so? Really?
I do.
I mean, they're the first pick overall, and they didn't get a first pick overall.
Yeah, I don't think they
They
really got
they didn't have a lot of draft picks until like the third round. I think they had nothing to build off of.
Yeah,
they did some stuff in free agency, but
they freaking lost Burns.
It's huge.
Yeah.
You're right. That's absolutely huge.
Like they suck balls.
At best, I would say bottom of young and intriguing.
If there was a category that says Dizzle's Gooch times 10, that's where the Panthers are.
It's a compliment. Thank you. Stop checking out my ass though. Ken, I will say, Lions fans, they were pretty cool. We went to Detroit for the NFL draft. We liked them. I think a huge part. I'm going to be completely honest, Ken, because this is a show that we are completely honest here. I think they're a little senile because I heard them chant Jared Goff's name. That was just wild to me.
Jared Glopp.
We're chanting with them, but we're saying Glopp.
Yeah,
Ken, it's still up there, dude.
Yeah, I didn't.
Right
chant.
there. Right there. Tennessee Titans. Okay, so we have the Panthers here at pick number 1, right?
Oh, I didn't even know that Deontay Johnson was with the Panthers.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And Xavier Leggett.
I would say bottom of young, but intriguing.
Yeah, I might put them there. That's their stealing. That's their stealing for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going behind the Patriots.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm outvoted. Let's see. Raves Titans. Where do we have Raves Titans here? Do we have them young but intriguing? Do we have them as a playoff team? Wild card team? Missing the playoffs? Dizzle's Gooch? What are we looking at? I really have a hard time ranking these guys.
Well, where do we think Will Levis is going to be?
I think Will Levis is going to be great.
Yeah.
And that's not because Rave's here. I think he's going to be above par.
Okay.
Above par.
Do you think he's going to be an average quarterback?
Above average. Slightly above average. Yeah, slightly. I think he's better than Jimmy Garoppolo. I know I bring him up a lot.
That's not much.
I know. But that's where, like, I'm okay. I don't know. Year 2, not a full year, still has D-Hop on the team. I like that a lot. I think he's going to look good. Okay, I don't think he's going to be great. I don't think he's going to be mediocre. I think he's the smartest quarterback in that room. He should make a name for himself this upcoming season. Raves is a playoff team.
Rave.
And this is not where I'm ranking them, Rave. I'm putting them. I don't think they're ass, dude. I think. Oh, that's still kind of high. I'm last on missing playoffs here. I'm last. I'm missing the playoffs.
I would put them at the top of this is Gooch. I am sorry, Rave.
It's true. There is no looking back to the Lions. That's true. Look, they got Calvin Ridley. They also got
Calvin
Snead.
really sucks.
They
Calvin
have
Ridley, most overrated wide receiver.
the running back.
Snead.
No, running back for the Cowboys.
Springs. Pollard.
Oh yeah, they got
Pollard.
Pollard.
They got Tony Pollard.
It's all gonna miss though.
He says, "What if Levis is him? A guy who swallows a banana whole? I don't think it's him, dude." Spears and Pollard, a crazy combo.
Oh man, if they get the running game going, they'll be a missing playoff team.
Because I would say top of this is a Gooch.
Yeah, I think that's like. I think missing playoff teams at the bottom and top of Dizzle's Gooch is like right there. You know, I don't know.
Okay,
if I could cut their logo in half and put half in half, I would. Because they have their depth chart is not bad. Not bad.
I just want to know your opinion. What's bad on the Titans roster? I think it's just the lack of experience.
Cohesiveness.
Lack of experience. Nobody's over the top, in my opinion. The best player you got is D-Hop, who is an aging wide receiver. Will Levis, he could be him, but I have not seen enough to say that he is him. So I cannot put them up there. You can prove it all wrong. You can prove it's all wrong.
I like how they drafted J.C. Latham. I like that a lot. I think it's a great move.
Yes.
But he's a rookie. Will Levis didn't play a full year. He got hurt. AG wide receiver D-Hop. Calvin Ridley was on and off with the Jaguars. You lost Aziz Shair. I thought he was the leader of your defense. You guys lost him to the Houston Texans. You have a new head coach. There's just so many variables here. I want to root for the Titans. I really do. And I don't like the Tony Pollard sign. I don't. I really don't. I had them at last missing the playoffs, but I got voted here.
It's hard, man.
I have strong throat muscle. What?
Oh, he's talking about Will Levis.
Well, while swallowing bananas whole. It's weird. Rave, man, I'm sorry, dude. I want to have them at missing the playoffs. I think they're at that level. I don't think they're Dizzle's Gooch. I think they're better than the Chargers, and I think they're better than the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, I'm 50-50.
Memphis, he's a Tennessee native. Hey, dude, once they get T. Higgins, we'll think about it. Right? Once they get T. Higgins, we'll think about it. But let's go ahead and move on. We got Anthony Richardson here with the Indianapolis Colts. Do we keep him at young but intriguing? Do we keep him at Dizzle's Gooch? I'm going to have them at Dizzle's Gooch.
Whoa.
Yeah, I have them pretty low. I'm not convinced.
This was a missing playoff team last year.
Yeah, because of Gardner Minshew.
You think Gardner Minshew
and Jonathan Taylor?
Okay.
Still there, though.
They were. Jonathan Taylor's still there. But the play style is so different whenever Anthony Richardson's on the field. I just don't know what it looks like. I've only seen one full game with Anthony Richardson. It looked great. But out of 4 games, he played one full game. That scares me.
I would put him at the bottom, missing playoffs.
Okay.
That's where I would put him.
I think that's where I have him too. Because I'm a little bit higher on Anthony Richardson than AJ is. He's a big boy. I think his ceiling is Josh Allen-esque, but his floor is like
the post MVP Cam Newton.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was like Cam Newton when he had super long and the aura and everything, you know.
Yeah. Cam Newton of the Patriots.
Yeah, basically, that's his floor. So it just depends on him. Could be
It
this was
really-
Gooch. Could be.
Talented as hell, dude. Pick him up
Yeah.
in fantasy. I mean, he is a point machine. Point
He
machine.
could possibly be that dynasty guy.
That's also true. But that just scares me. 4 games, 1 full game.
It's crazy, yeah. It's risque.
Very risky. Lastly, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars. Thank you guys so much for joining us or staying here as long as you guys have. We've been on for an hour and a half already. I have them as a potential wild card team.
Yeah, I have them there and potentially missing playoff. I see them winning about 9 to 8 games. 10 is their max. So in that range, you just put them.
Man, you might as well call these guys the London Jaguars because they have back-to-back games there. Yeah, I think I have them potential wild card at the back half though. They I don't know. I feel like that division is tough to read right now.
For sure.
Trevor Lawrence looks like he's declining, in my opinion.
They're about to pay him $50 million.
It'd be dumb.
They're gonna do it.
I don't know.
I've heard reports he's supposed to reset the market for quarterback.
Dude, but with what wide receivers? That's my thing. I don't know. It's cool. I think Jags could possibly do it. If Etienne has an amazing season. That's about it.
He fell off so hard. But that's where they stand with Vince and I's pick here. So that is our predictions here. Maybe next time we'll do power rankings. I think that will be a lot more interesting, especially with our opinions here. That's be very fun. Because then we'll have the Packers way above the Cowboys. Right, Vince?
And above the Bucks.
And above the Bucks.
And yeah.
But below all those other teams. I'll say that.
Below those teams.
I'm fine. Whatever.
Well, I had a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys did too. And hopefully you guys in the chat did as well. Appreciate you guys staying for the whole stream, really. I mean, Rave, shout out to you, Rave. Shout out to Ken. Awesome seeing you here, Ken. Hopefully you get to show up again on another stream. If you haven't yet, join our Discord. We have a link down below in our description. If you want to talk to us more often or stay up to date with what we are doing, we usually like to post on the Discord, but this upcoming months, we're going to have a lot more coming up because of fantasy football. And of course, shout out to Dizzle, his, toxic self that he is. But we had a lot of fun. And as I said before, we got fantasy football coming up and we're still giving out videos at least once a week. So do you guys have anything else to say before we head out of here?
Got nothing. Go Pack, go.
Yeah, man. Go 12s. Let's do it.
Well, alrighty then. Thank you all so much for being here. I just like to subscribe. Hey, dude, shout out to you, Ken. Appreciate you. Welcome to the NSP family here. Sorry, not a Discorder anymore. That's totally fine. Our social medias are also in our description if you like Twitter or whatnot. Our personal
Facebook.
Twitters are there as well. But we're all here. Anyway, stay in contact with us. That's where we're at. If you're interested in fantasy football, we got some slots open and available if you are interested. So thank you all so much. And until next time, as always, we'll be live next Monday. Keep on grinding.